I don't know why this light's on, but all right, boys and girls, it's a little early in the morning. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's about 6:30. We got to meet somebody in a little bit to sell this STI 6-speed. It's from an '05 DCCD 6-speed, you know, the whole stuffs. I'll show you over here. We got this car completely stripped the other day. Got all of the parts that we needed out of it. That stuff's in the unit right now. Yeah, she's pretty far down at this point. Knuckles out. The last thing I'm gonna do is drop the subframes, because when you check out the, yeah, still got the drive line in it. Both knuckles sold. I gotta get this side disassembled the rest of the way, because that is a DBA rotor. It can go with the brake kit that came off the car. Another one on this side. We already got the wheel spacer off of this side. And then this car, coilover started to come out. This other side was kind of a headache. These, every bolt on this car is just like as tight as you can imagine. Like the most ridiculous shit.
Well, shit. It's a stubby little ratchet. It's a stubby little ratchet. You know, there's some tight fucking bolts.
We're getting there. We're getting there. And then hopefully by tomorrow, this car can be picked up. That car can be picked up, put on a trailer, and yeet. There we go. This one's still got a drive line in it too. I'm back and forth whether or not I'm going to drop this, because the pins for the axles are completely seized in it. Yeah, unless you guys know another creative way to drop the axles. This huge unfortunate situation. It was sold to a woman in Wyoming, and I was shipping through UShip, and I got scammed for $1,200 fucking dollars. I really couldn't believe that shit. It was by a company called Quick Cargo, right? They basically quoted the entire thing. They had a specific price. They said that I didn't include that it was commercial or that it was residential on both sides. I even worked with this little cocksucker. Told him that I would load it on my end. I would try to figure out how to get it loaded on her end. He told me, oh, she can pick it up at the terminal if you want, and blah, blah, blah. When you look into this company, it's a complete scam. He upcharged me in every single way. It went from being a $600 total, put $333 down on this thing. And then my remaining balance all of a sudden was $526, making that over $800. Long story short, I ended up paying another $711 because I just needed the engine gone. This customer's been waiting for this thing, and she wants it. She needs it for her car. She needs it for her son or her daughter's car. It was going to go in a Legacy GT. So I did my best to try to get it out, and I wasted a whole week sitting here waiting for this guy to not even respond to me. He just took $1,200 of my money and then started ghosting me. Telling me this, telling me that. Oh, you'll get an email, and then eventually just no more response. So it is what it is. I can sell it locally and recoup my money that way, and then I filed disputes with the bank to go ahead and get my money back. But it sucks. All right, this car is about to be ripped apart now, so we just got to get that one out of the way, and to get that one out of the way, we got to get this one out of the way. But once we do that, this guy's coming apart, and this guy's got a lot of cool parts on it. I'm not sure exactly what turbo's on it, but it's definitely bigger. I mean, it sounds bigger to begin with. It sounds like a billet like whistle, but you don't do an EBCS unless you got a bigger turbo. So we're gonna figure that out. The intercooler, it's got a 3-inch downpipe to a quad tip exhaust. This sounds really good. I mean, this car looks really good. It's nice and clean when you go all the way around it. But you know, the unfortunate part about this which you might be able to tell. Oh, you can see it there. It was crashed in the rear. Pretty good. Feeling like a superhero lately. Been doing nothing but saving people from their shitty situations. So the guy I got this from, long story short, it was sold to him under the pretense that it was a clean title car. And they sold him this car with the title that predated the accident, which was clean. And it was only a month. It was tight. And he was screwed. He couldn't register the car. He couldn't sell the car to anybody. He didn't know what the heck he was going to do. So I gave him a right-hand drive 04 WRX drivetrain swapped legacy wagon. And in my opinion, that's a much better thing than this being salvaged, unusable, bad title. Like, yeah. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna rip it to pieces. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, you can get much more parting these things out than you can selling them whole. So car number 3. But yeah, so right now, like I said, we're gonna be selling this transmission. I just went and picked it up from the unit last night. Ignore the mess. I've been working out of here. This transmission's in great shape. It's for an 05 STI, DCCD. These things, if you didn't know, they have a code on that side of the bell housing by the starter, and you can look up the code on certain types of spreadsheets. And like I'm in a Facebook group that has a bunch of like Subaru experts and people that know what they're doing with Subarus. And one of the members in that group graciously sent me this spreadsheet that has every single code that ever existed for any of the STI transmissions, and it tells you exactly what it is, basically, which is pretty cool. It's pretty helpful. I appreciate that shit. So yeah, stay tuned. I think today, after this guy comes for the transmission, I have a couple other parts going out. I got to check my messages and see what it is. I'm just waking up. I'm tired as shit. After the transmission goes as well, I got to get these BCs out. That was one of the things I needed to sell. I already have a buyer on those. He's very interested in them. They're like brand new. They have Swift springs, and I'm selling them for $500. Like, oh, Jonah, you could get more than that. Why don't you sell it for a higher price? They're used coilovers, man. They're like, they look brand new, right? Here, look. I got the one out, like I said, right? Like, got a little surface rust here and there from being in a car, but they're basically new. So why do I not sell it for more, right? They're about $1,200 new without Swift springs. Could I get $800-900 for it? Of course. But selling it for $500, maybe somebody that couldn't get a set of BCs for their coil or for their car, maybe they were going to put Racelands on their shit, now they can get BCs. And isn't that more important that people finish the builds on these cars than give up halfway through, let it sit until it rots, and then that car is never going to be driven on the road again? That car is going to end up like that. Or like that. And as much as like you could say, yeah, you're parting them, you're taking these things apart, blah, blah, blah. So like, I'm taking cars that are already too far gone apart. There's a bunch of cars that can be saved if somebody would come in and start selling these parts for a half reasonable price. That's the whole idea there. All right, boys and girls. I just took an entire video. Didn't press record. I hit the turn off button. You'll have that on them big jobs. Like my buddy Noah says, you'll have that when you party naked. And something about midgets. I remember him saying something about midgets too. There's something there. What I was trying to tell y'all
is sometimes when you make a plan and you have a certain outcome in mind, you think it's going to go a certain way. Sometimes it doesn't, you know? And you just got to take it on the chin and keep moving. Because at the end of the day, if you want what you want to happen, you got to hold to the vision. So, what I would say here, ultimately, when things don't go the way you plan, don't freak out. Have faith that God is putting you in the right direction. You don't know everything, but He does. And at the end of the day, sometimes He's course correcting you to keep you out of a situation that you shouldn't be in. I was telling y'all earlier about the shipment on this engine, right? It's an unfortunate situation that people think they have to take money from you and scam you in order to make money themselves, when it's literally as easy as going out there and trying, going out there and building something. At the end of the day, this is an 07 STI engine, right? If you go look into these, you're gonna see that every single one of them has somewhere between 120 to 200,000 miles. There is almost no such thing as a below 100,000 mile motor. And when you find one, they are extremely expensive. I'm talking $4,000 to $5,000. This engine has 72,000 miles on it. It was just refreshed from head to toe, from valve cover, oil pan, the timing, the water pump, everything was done on it. I sold it probably for way too good of a price. So like I said, sometimes you need a course correction. I sold this motor for $3,200. There's ones with 150K going for $3,500. Like I was saying earlier, I'm all for cutting a great deal. That is literally why I do this. But at the end of the day, some of these items are actual gems. So, we ain't gonna fret. I know that $1,200 that scumbag took from me, it's gonna come back full circle, baby. It's gonna come back tenfold. I'm not even worried about that in the slightest. And I can resell this engine. I can sell it for more. I just have to refund. And that's no big deal. When you're in business, you have to stand by the products that you sell. You have to do the right thing. I know a lot of y'all might look at these and you might see, oh my God, he's destroying these GD chassis. Well, am I? Or were they already fucking destroyed when they came to me? Were they already something that you shouldn't have ever sold somebody in good conscience? Like, if I start poking on this, it's gonna fall apart. This is fucked. This is completely destroyed. Don't even get me started on some of this bullshit. I can't even sell this to anybody for $6,000, bro. $6 fucking grand? Come on, I can't do that. And I made $6,000 in like the first 2 days of parting this car out. And everybody that I sold parts to got a part for their build way cheaper than they could get anywhere else. What's my point here? When you do things along the right line, you are compensated, regardless of what you may think. You just have to have faith in the fact that you're going to be compensated. You put the right stuff out, the right stuff comes back. Plant the seeds, harvest the fruit. That's how this works.